So I'll read the chat out. Yeah. Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Ahmed, a Gold Microsoft Student Ambassador leading India this year. I'm also a Code Insider right now at Microsoft Visual Studio Code. So we all know that we are celebrating Global Azure this year. So we're gonna learn about Azure, like static web development, how we can implement Azure into our web development periods and all. So let us get started. So what can be the prerequisites for it? Don't we get panicked like what is all these things like a basic knowledge of HTML, basic of JavaScript, CSS, GitHub account, and then Visual Studio Code that everyone uses right now. So do not worry about that. I'm here to teach you. My learning objective go in certain manner. We shall be creating a very basic website, converting into an application locally. We'll run it and publish it onto the Azure website, making it website into a web application. Cool. We are moving ahead. Basic engine I have already cleared, and you already have joined on the base of certain these topics. So why not to discuss these things? So I do want to ask my audience, like, are you people aware of web application? You can use a mic.
Sorry.
Are you people aware of web application?
Yeah.
So could you please let me know that what are you aware of?
Can you repeat, please?
Are you people aware of web applications?
Yes, of course.
So,
for example, I worked with Vue.js as a front end, and then I use usually ASP.NET Core web application.
Cool.
So
I see that you are much aware of web development, right? So
yep.
I'm still working on my Node.js.
Yep.
Cool. Should be coming to you after the event.
Yeah.
So I do want to explain this concept to you people. Like before getting into web application, I do want to impart the knowledge of the static content, GitHub Actions, and DevOps. Some a little bit of DevOps, nothing more, nothing a bit hard. So what we do is we have a website, anything like Global Azure, and we are on this website, and we are seeing all this content and interacting with all these things and features. We can sign in, contact us, any of the thing at a certain moment, right? So this is happening because of a static, or say a particular static web application. Why so? Because it's a web application. Web application will let you to have an interaction. At the very same time, if I go to Wikipedia, right, and search Wikipedia, uh, anything, Microsoft, and you search this thing, and you got to a basic knowledge of Microsoft, all this content at free of cost, right? So it is certain type of a web page showing you the content, displaying you the content at the very same time you are understanding it, and nothing more than that. A certain link which will redirect you to the Apple links of their product, nothing much. So this is the basic difference which I'm creating over here to let you people understand like what is web application working and what is a simple website working. Right. So cool. So I'm closing this website. I'm closing this also. getting back to this global Azure, and this is my feed. So this is Azure Static Web App, and how is it working? We as an engineer or a developer developing some code, right? We are developing some code and using GitHub Actions. It is a part of DevOps which is being provided by GitHub from the year 2019 or 2018 itself, right? So what they are doing is providing you the pipelining feature to make you get the static content over the Azure. Before that, you couldn't have uploaded all the content over the Azure using the manual period, which is not available these days. So it becomes quite a hard problem at that moment to handle all the static content directly on the Azure. So now we have GitHub Actions and we are enjoying our life. Don't worry, we'll see in the practical also that what is it all about. Cool. Uh, Features which can be directed for the Azure. And let us move ahead for some sort of practical moments. Closing website. Here, see, what I'm using is Visual Studio Code Insiders. You are learning from Tokid, a Gold Microsoft Student Ambassador, and it's fair certain take away from my side that you can be using Insider Preview to have a preview build of any software of the Microsoft and early stage 2 months or 3 months ago from their being released on the mainstream of the GitHub. So yeah, you can install Code Insider from any of the website from the official one itself. So do not worry about that. So till here, any sort of doubt or any sort of clue that you have or that you want to share, that you want to say on the stage, do let me know. Okay. No problem. So yeah, as I said that I shall be creating a proper web application. So we are moving for it and open folder. We'll get back to you and create a new folder over here and type the name as my basic. I selected this folder. Now it is get open in the Visual Studio Code inside. You can see over here. That's my setup. Sorry for that I cannot make it zoom in more little bit because it's a default one. So sorry for that. Well, you can zoom in through your skin itself. Just pinch your skin, you'll get a zoom. And here we are. Before moving into it, I do want to sign into my Visual Studio Code Insider. Why so? Let me tell you. By signing into a Visual Studio, uh, do we have any sort of chat? Oh, I'm just signing in. Just see like how I'm doing it. There are certain two options available for you. Sign in with Microsoft or sign in with GitHub. That's a very basic one. I shall be using GitHub because we have to push our code over GitHub. So making it easier for the code to directly search a repo, create a repo, and making it for the version for itself. Don't worry about it. Is it that is it okay? I shall be like, yeah, it is okay. Just open it. Sure for it. I'm not against it. Open it. Is it fine now? So you can see over here that I have my GitHub profile over here. But before moving into it, many of us don't know about GitHub itself. So let me make you clear about it. Like what is GitHub? That's a GitHub, and you can fork your repositories and push your code over here, save your code over here, and make some sort of projects which you can be shared over the internet, right? So do not worry about that. Making an account over here is free, and it's a product of Microsoft itself. Cool. I'm just minimizing it. So what I'm doing is just creating. I see that there is no file over here, right? I see there is no file over here. I shall be creating one file and saving it into my the basic one file. That is a root file. So what shall I name it? Anything can be given, but because as a norm of web development, one should name it as index.html. Cool. I hope this is clear to most of us. Not a rocket science. Using Emmet like a shift plus exclamation mark, I'm getting the basics of HTML. Cool. And here it is. I'm titling this thing as Talkie. I'm going live over here. It's a live server program and extension which help you to see the live working of your website. Let us see what will happen. And you see nothing over here, just a Talkie web app. And that is okay. That is true that this will happen. And this is what I have done so far. I see. You must be thinking that the Talkie has just shown as a blank page, right? So what I shall be creating is a certain bit of text. This is Talkie demo there. Color bin. Your 2022. Oh, and the time before live. Oh, this is here we have a text. Nothing much a rocket science, but any moment will be coming soon. So be ready for it. So this was the basic for the you know web development and the very basic. Everyone can create it. Let us move ahead into the more core content. I'm creating a long listing website using the CDN. Let me tell you what CDN is. I shall be using sorry, let's see. Tailwind CSS is a certain CDN which helps us to just copy paste the code and it will make you to more aware of the what content being displayed and it is totally responsive. So first of all, we have to install it. It's very easy to install. Let's just copy this script and paste it in your header. Someone's maximum. Thank you. So since the CDN has been installed on our web page, I shall be copying pasting most of the things from their website. How can I do this? Just pick up any sort of component you like. Uh, this is all they provide. Some I think log because of the pro feature, which I'm not having right now. But that is okay. You get most of the thing from the feed itself, so do not worry about that. If I click show this part and I get this thing, not looking good much. I'm creating this description list. Cool. Here we shall be putting our data itself and code. So this is a code they are providing, and I shall be copy pasting it. Just removing it so far and put this thing along the board and let us see what will happen on my page. So there we are. We have certainly created a responsive website because it do contain a bit of information which cannot be changed or altered over a period of time. Say it's fully responsive. It's showing all the data to you bit by bit, nothing much of it. Good. So here comes the logical part. We do want it over our server so that I do can share the link over to different person so that they can access my information. But the thing is that that's a live server. I cannot share this thing to my friends, to my family, or to the client they are moving for, or I am moving for. So what shall I do? Hey, okay, what shall I do now? So I shall be using Azure. Now Azure comes in action. How shall we doing it? Let us see. I shall be going into my extension. How to get into extension? This is the icon. The Visual Studio Code. It's same in every way. Next, I shall be writing Azure static web. And here we get most of the things what we all can do from creating all these some factors which are available or the extension which are available from the Microsoft itself. I shall be creating on this. It says that Azure static web apps help us to create static web apps. And if you see that there's a button named preview. Also preview because we are using Visual Studio Code inside us and they are providing me the preview version. Means that this version is not available to the normal people which are not the insider right now. So apart from all these things, do not worry about that. We shall be installing this extension into our server. The time I installed things into my server, you can see that I installed this thing, but these things also got installed. You might be thinking that, hey, okay, you made us to download this extension and you made us to download all these extensions also. Also, it taking up the space. So listen it carefully. Before using Azure, you have to be an accountable for Azure, meaning you have to provide an account for your Azure and the resources which will be managed over this server. This is the server, code inside the server. This extension will manage all the resources over this server. So do not worry about that. It takes very less space. So do not worry about that. It's actually free. So here we are and installed our extension. So moving ahead and what we say is that we have to publish our code. Before there, it was not. Before installing the extension, it was not there. Now it is here. Now the very fascinating thing you will find over here is that what shall I do over here? There are a lot of things. Hey, okay, there are a lot of things. What shall I do now? Like how to manage all these resources, all these stuff. So do not worry about that. I shall be signing in using my GitHub. Let us get signed in because you have to sign in all the places we are pushing your code. May take some sort of moment. So do not worry about that. If anyone has any issue, take the chat. Who may have who so let it get signed in there. Might take some time and take the chat. I guess cool. Signed in right. Yeah, sign saying all these factors like okay, I'm 5201 GitHub sign in. Cool. And it is showing that Docker dot and my badge, student badge, my student badge providing all the accountability for my Azure. So yeah, I do get a premium feature for it. So look over here. We are creating a very static web app. So the first step of the Azure is click over here, the plus icon, which will let you to create a repository for your static web app. And yes, it is compulsory to have a repository over the GitHub to have a static web app. So listen it carefully. It says that a GitHub repository required. Okay, get a local Git repository and Git remote to create a static web. Okay, I'll be like, okay, create it. The initial commit. So what will be the name of my static web app? I'll be like, okay, I've created a name according to my forward. So I shall be creating the web app according to my folder name itself. So I'm continuing with it. And what will be the name of my GitHub repository? It is not mandatory to take it everything same, but the sake of the responsibility and the easiness and the coziness for the audience which have joined late bit, so they can understand in a more cozy way. And you will find a lot of servers over here. What is all these things? This is the recluse. Let me tell you that Azure are sitting in a different parts of the world, and they are providing you the most of the content, a server to make your content available throughout the internet. So we have currently 5 servers. So and the most closest and the most nearest one is the East Asia. So I shall be using this itself. And there it asks like which technology you are using. If you are not aware of like what technology I have used, and here I have nothing used listed over here. I have nothing used any of the technology listed one from here. So you may use a custom version. You may write any sort of application vendor where it is present. Let me explain a more bit. This was my folder, right? It is asking so, hey Tokir, where is your index file? Where is your that file or that application which will be presented or presented over the internet? I shall be like, okay, this is the root where you are asking for it. It is in the root where you are asking for it. Root of this folder is this. This is the root. This is the root. The files I'm selecting, this is the root. So I shall be like, okay, that is present in the root itself. You will go and find it over here. I will like, okay, enter. If you're not aware like what type of build they will be creating, so leave it blank, nothing to worry about. Cool. And you are here you have done a lot of things like you have created a lot of things like create a simple and static web app, push it over the GitHub, and you can see GitHub actions in the actions over the internet. Let us see. I'm clicking this button, open actions in GitHub. I do want to see the workflow. If you have people not aware of DevOps or not CI/CD, that is this thing. If I click over here, it will tell you that the token has created a basic web app, and what it's saying that it is building a content to be published over the internet using the GitHub and deploying their jobs. There's certain code written in the backend that helps the GitHub to publish it over the internet and making it available to the Azure server. So let us wait some sort of moment, and if any one of us has a sort doubt, you can ask it over here. Anyone? Like why do created this thing? Because I'm using a tutorial, so don't be panic about like how did Toket this is and why did Toket this thing. No doubts. Okay, yes. So we are waiting for this thing. So it's build and deploy. And see over here that it has been deployed and it has been published over my GitHub repository. One thing I do want to share with you all that if I refresh, the page is not refreshed yet currently. If I refresh this page, you will see a magic. See, that was the same folder, isn't so? That was the same folder which I created over my desktop. Now it is published over my GitHub repository. Is it so? Yes. That is why GitHub asked me to have permission from my local repository to publish it for the Azure period. Let us see what happened to my website which I have made. If I click over here, browse site, click it over there, my basic, browse site, and click, you see that it is published over the internet using Azure Static Apps. For the sake of proof, I'm providing you link over here. You may go ahead and click on the link. You'll find it over the internet. We can wait for a moment. Hey, sure, do you want to say something? Yeah, it's working. So let us move ahead. I may close this application. Oh no, leave it blank. Leave it blank. I shall be updating with my remote repository. So at that moment, you will be seeing some magic. So here it is my private repository. This is my CDN. I'm just playing with all this stuff. That's a very busy for me. So this is fine. Okay, so if I move ahead and it's not live, let's make it live. Hey friend, keep in mind that on the live server, it is not published. And on my Azure static, it is being published. So make your sense aware while updating your repository or the code in the codes, because whatever you will do and push it over the GitHub repository, it will be reflected over the website, and any sort of public or the private data has been leaked, so it will be leaked throughout the internet. So make yourself aware of all these things. So it's my static one and the static web app. So what my next move is? I shall be updating all these things. I'm adding new features to my, you know, to my code. I do want to add some sort of things like registration form. Okay, I'm copying all these things, and registration form, and I'm just doing this because to make myself a comment to make myself too much or move along the code of whatever I have made it. Just pasting, because in this bundle one cannot find whatever the mistake has been done or whatever the debugging should be done. So that is why comments I use. From here I can understand like registration form has been made out. It says that hey, there has been an updation into my code, and that is true. That is true. I have added the registration form, and into my if I move into my live server, it will see. You can see that it is present over my live server. You can write any of the thing and password. It will not make you login. It's not having a backend. But if you move along with my Azure Static Web App, the link which I have given you will not be updated. See, it's not updated. Refresh in front of you, it's not updated because I haven't pushed it upon my GitHub repository and it has not been checked by CI/CD of the GitHub Actions. So Azure is not monitoring at all. I do want Azure to monitor it, to update it, to make my people aware that the website has been updated. So what shall I do? I'm moving this area to staging area. That's a part of Git and GitHub. So do not worry, I shall be taking a proper session on GitHub. So why is it so like why staging and staging? Committing a proper thing like adding, committing a proper commit message. Registration form. I have committed the thing. I have taken the screenshot at this moment on my master branch and push it over my repository. If I move along my repository, which do contain my code, you will see that a yellow button over here, which earlier it was green tick mark. We'll see that what is happening. And you'll say that, hey, it is building some sort of static web app, which was earlier made itself, but now it is still doing the same. It is certainly pulling all the code from my desktop and making it available over the Azure so that it can be displayed over the internet. Let us see, go ahead and remove github.com and if I move along my github.com, see repositories. Do want to teach you about the actions part. What is it all about? Because you just have seen this. See, this was your link. Now see the magic. Boom. You have made your static web updated over a period of time. The link which I have given you, you can go over there, click over here, and you see that the link has been updated by the user located. Cool. Is it so? Yeah. So I just do want to teach you about this thing. Yeah. So before moving into the very conclusive and the heavy part, is there any sort of doubt that you want to ask? Let me take the chat. Or do you want to speak? Do you want to say something? Is it so? Be confident, it's your stage, it's your arena. You can say. Anyone? You said GitHub repository. Shivani. Hey Shivani, sorry for that. I didn't took your question earlier. Why is it so? Because in early back in 2018, GitHub got acquired by the Microsoft itself, and Azure was the very beginner cloud of Microsoft. So at that moment, GitHub was providing a cloud service for their codes, and Azure was working statically, independently without any sort of background code. So what Microsoft did is making whole GitHub as a backend of Azure, so that you put the code on GitHub, it will be displayed or provided on the server using the Azure. That's it, done. You just have to pay a little bit of money and you are done. Good. What actually a CDN? In short, explain it once. CDN, Snigdha, it is continuous delivery network. CDN is continuous delivery network. Uh, this is here, tailwind. What does it say that? It is a CDN. It helps us to make the thing copy paste. If you want to edit it, you can edit it. But for the sake of period of time, you can just copy paste, make it responsive for the website, and add some awesome section, awesome features into your website. And the very fascinating thing about the Tailwind that it works with HTML, React, and Vue, especially Vue, because Vue period doesn't allow many of the things, and Tailwind is working the best with Vue and React itself. And React is helping you with a single page application. So you can just go over the website, copy paste any sort of code you want in your website, just make it available using Azure and GitHub, and you are done. You can just give out the link to the people, to the family, to the client, anyone you want. Cool. This is fascinating. You were able to create whole working website using Tailwind, CSS, Tailwind. So why do we need to still use HTML? Because of the integrity. Yes. But what I did now, I did in some particular moment of time in 2 to 3 minutes, because I took time to explain all these things and created a bunch of websites which can be shown over the internet, and it isn't so fascinating. But you must be asking like, why we are learning HTML, why we are learning CSS, then why we are moving to React or JavaScript backend. So is it so because you cannot have flexibility? What I mean is that, what I mean is that whatever thing which has been created, you cannot edit the most of the thing. Like, well, you can edit all these text and features, but you cannot edit the core inheritability of their backend. Like if I sign in and I don't want to sign in using the email address, I do want to sign in using the user ID. So you have to just edit into the backend to make it available throughout the content. So that is become tough when you are using CDN. But if you are a working professional, then it can be easy. Cool. I have to explain all these things. So let us take most of that out here itself. I do want to explain this thing too. This is very, very important for the DevOps part. I think so far. Let me explain you first, then we can consider it out at the end, making it more fascinating and easy for me. So listen it carefully. What I'm doing is I have not created this thing. Let me zoom in. I have not created this thing into my repository. This has been created by the GitHub Actions for Azure, which is displaying my website, which is providing my content over the internet. That is it. Okay. That's not my responsibility. And it has the extension name .yml, YML, or it can be YAML. Both are the same. Doesn't matter much. Sorry for my filter run. So what is happening over here? What is the name of the action which you are creating? It's Azure Static Web App CI/CD. Simply telling you that is a static web app from the Azure, and it will work along with CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous delivery. Just like a CDN itself, or the software update itself, the time we update a particular software from the Play Store or the App Store or from any sort of website, it get updated. So how they are updating using CI/CD pipelining, they're just uploading their the latest content over their repository, and the latest content of the repository is being provided to your server, to your desktop, to your mobile. That is all. Let us understand the trigger part. If you understand all these things, then it is very, very easy to understand. What is happening over here? On use this thing, use this thing on pushing over a branch named master. Now, what is master? Let's talk it. What is master now? In GitHub, while managing Git and GitHub system, you have a lot of branches to update your code, to update your feature, to have latest some sort of feature in your software or the web app that you are creating. If I create any sort of new branch over here, then it will be a new branch. As of now, the default one is always master. So it is saying that whenever we push a new update over a master, or master faces any new update, just open secure as 0 point and close. Any sort of it can be. Just do these things. Just do these things over this particular of time with this static web app. I do want to repeat. Do this thing. Apply this feature as the static web app. That CI/CD. When on pushing over the branch name master, what you have to do, listen it carefully. Building and deploying the action part. Action contains some sort of feature to pull the code from a desktop over the Azure period, and Azure will show. Here comes the Azure. Azure will deploy your web app over the internet and show your content to whole the internet. Cool. You have just understood all the things, and don't worry about that IP location. What is all about? It is basic and the default given by the Azure. So that's a very typical engineering things. So don't get into it until you are a developer or developer of GitHub system. Cool. So yeah, just resetting the things. One of us was asking for doubt. One more question of topic. Which among React and Angular should be used with CSS and HTML while creating a website? Let me tell you that React is from Facebook and Angular is being provided from the Google itself. As of now, we are more fascinated about React itself because React is helping us to creating a single page application. Let us see that how it is providing you the thing. Do you know what is single page application? Let me zoom in. And what is happening over is, you see a lot of links over here. See the icon. Do let me know if it gets changed. I click docs, didn't get changed. I click tutorial, it didn't get changed. It remained on the same page. Although we are seeing a new content, but still it didn't reloaded. Log community on the very same side. Node.js. That's a backend. If I do the same over here, the same act over here, just keep an eye over this icon. It's reloaded. It's reloaded. It's reloaded. Yes, sir. Developer is. It's reloaded. Why it's so? Because it's not a single page application, and which is being provided. The feature is being provided into the React.js, the provision or the CDN from the framework. React is a certain framework which is being provided by the Facebook itself to make a single page application with a collection of modules. If you are like asking like at what preference should be given, right? Angular or React? So I'll say that React because it has the ECX feature module and most of the moded guided features are available in the React itself, and it's not available in the Angular right of now. At this period, it's not available in this period. So just move ahead using React and you'll enjoy. In fact, MERN development is on the edge. MERN, MERN. So you can understand from the here itself how it is fascinating. Any more doubts? Hi, Anshuman. And here it is. Let me reset everything. I just let me delete. Cool. So you have understood a basic of GitHub. I know you won't be able to understand in a certain manner, but yes, it is. And afterwards, we move into Azure. We learned about Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code Insider. It is not recommended to use Visual Studio Code Insider. You can use simple Visual Studio Code. I just told you that we are from the Gold Market and Student Ambassador, so we do promote the latest tech to you people. Cool. Uh, we created a thing. We created the CI/CD for it. CI/CD got deployed over the GitHub. The result is being shown to you people, and yes, it can be done. It's available to you people. Uh, so yeah. Any more doubt that you want to me to conclude over this event? Any sort of web development period, basics of more database, CI/CD, GitHub, anyone that you want to ask? Raise your hand. Just unmute yourself. Just feel free to ask. CD. Yeah, my basic. Remember, it is private. If you want to move, if you want to get an access over it, you won't get it because it's private. All clear on this side to explain everything to you. Thank you, Shani. Cool. Before moving ahead, let us make something more often, more personal. Like it is being said that okay, Ramat is backend developer. I say that student, and but they're looking at salary expectation. Just move ahead. More. You want to be a triple trillion, and 30 and 4. If I get over my whole life, cool. It's get updated. It's get updated. So you see that now. It's now updated. Yeah, but still it's not available on my web app, which I have deployed over the Azure. So what we have to do is explaining all the things accurately in a very same manner again. Adding this file to the staging area, concept of Git and GitHub, don't worry about that. Add personal data. I'm taking a screenshot over here. The time I press this tick button, that will be committed. push it over my repository, which I have created over my GitHub. Actually, it was a part of tutorial and it was created by the action, not me. The time I press the refresh button, you will see yellow button saying that just wait and see, like Azure that app is being deployed. They're doing their job, and the job I have explained in a very vast manner, like what to do, on what to do, and at what time, what thing should be done, which file should be responded on while pushing over the master branch. The same happened over here. I just pushed over the master branch. It got triggered and looking for the changes. The time it looking for the changes, it will be displayed over here. So here, it's not over here. It's still Margot, and we are waiting for the save. We are waiting for the same, like what will happen for the in this thing. So building and deploying. And let me tell you that uh, building and deploying over the CI/CD takes some sort of time. On my personal view, most of the time it had taken me 5 to 7 minutes for the single greeting CI/CD. But it was the time I push over my the time I push my code over the main repository, over the main branch, it will create me hi okay. So it took me 5 to 7 minutes to set up all these things and building and deploying the job. So if I go over here and press F5 to get it refreshed, so the link I have provided you in the chat. If you go over here again, you see the changes which I have, which is being reflected using my code insider, which I have done using the code insiders. So this is all which I wanted to show you for the Azure. And if anyone of you have a doubt, is this CI/CD using a Linux or Windows agent? Can you configure it? Yes, you can configure it. Yes, you can configure it. Let me. I go my repository, my basic, and actions. The CI/CD pipeline always present the actions of GitHub. It says that file is being presented over here, and this was a file, no? Which I explained you 5 to 7 minutes ago. So the time you click over here, it'll have you the basic editor over here. If you are knowledgeable about the CI/CD pipelining, if you're very much into the DevOps, then you can configure it in your way, in your style, in your passion, and make it available throughout the internet or make it available throughout the action part or the marketplace, which get featured over the GitHub itself, GitHub system. And yeah, it will work according to you. That is okay. I don't want to cancel the changes because I don't want any changes. I'm just happy with this. It's certainly enough for me. If you want to have a secret token for your system, you can even that add into your system. If you don't want to share the static allocation of your website or the web app over the internet, you can have that one too into the system. This is all dependent upon you if you are into the DevOps part. So yeah, anyone, do you have any sort of doubt? I hope Azam has a no doubt. Yeah. Hi Shuman, how are you doing? And let me tell you that Anshuman is a national winner itself. Anshuman Fawzer. Big round of applause for him. He can entertain you in the IoT version. He has a lot of knowledge in IoT and electronics. I think no doubts still. Question. I'm just I'll just stop sharing my screen because it's enough, and I have cleared most of the thing. And I hope I have cleared the doubt of Snigdha, show you the proper working static web app to Firoz because he was asking the same. And I have cleared the concept of React and the Angular one to the Shivan. That is it. So yeah, before moving into it, I just want to share something with you. I'm sharing my screen again because it's important. How you people will get a how you people will get Azure part because it's not a free to all. We are a student ambassador getting 10,000 per month as a credential, but you cannot access it. So you go over this website, education.github.com, and you will see GitHub Student Developer Pack, and it is clearly available for you all, the Azure part, which will be available for the student self if you show your ID card or the college ID card to the GitHub, and they will approve you the things. They will approve the GitHub Student Developer Pack to you, and whatever you will do will be assigned using the college ID, and there you will get the Azure account, the Azure credibility. From there, you can use Azure as much you want. One more thing over here. From there itself, you can get the virtual event kit. GitHub do provide the virtual event kit for the student who host events, who designs, who loves engagement with the students. So what they are doing is they are providing you this thing using GitHub Student Developer Pack. So this is all that I wanted to share. So there can be many, most of the things that they can be providing using the for the Azure one, credential for Azure. But the basic one are these things. And if you want at a very urgent, like you need it for everyone, that you can be, then you can be a masterclass student ambassador itself. That is the Anshuman and okay. Yeah, Anshuman said something. Protect include ID card or document which shows your graduation date. Yeah, it will help you a lot. This will surely help you a lot. I'm done sharing with my screen, and I hope I have entertained most of us. Sorry if not included a bit of the information that wasn't necessary because it's all about the Azure one, not Git and GitHub. And Anshuman, do you want to say something? And I'm letting the mic option for uh, camera option for everyone so that we can take a proper screenshot so we can share it on the socials. Yeah, you can turn on a camera. We can have a amazing screen. I mean screenshot of your learnings, learn in public. You can tag us. Not then it's okay. Hey, Shravani. Yeah, Sam is here. And Shubhan sir, let it be now. Cool, 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 cool. Nice background. Thank you all. Thank you all. You can turn off your. Thank you. So here I'm just pausing my recording. So thank you all for concluding this global Azure. You can learn more about Azure on the internet using the docs of Microsoft. It's a very vast application and it's a very vast domain to learn on. It's available in the IoT, it's available in the software development, it's available in the pipelining, it's available in the web development, it's available in each and every of the segment, the cloud being provided by Microsoft, the Azure. Thank you all.